There are few stories within our lifetime that make us stop and analyze ourselves as people. People that, although biologically are perfect, mentally are beyond imperfect. We can get these stories from movies, television, books, but I tend to find mine usually in manga. And this story is no different. And today I just want to take a break from the jokes and the memes to talk about this series because it genuinely means a lot to me and it has affected me. This series will sound very familiar to you, but not for the reasons that I feel it should, and that series is Aku no Hana. Most of you probably know this series due to its anime adaptation that if you watched, I must applaud you for bearing with its disfigured, ugly animation. I personally cannot applaud myself because Lord knows I don't have the patience to try. So instead of trying to force myself to watch the anime, I did the next best thing, and that is read the manga. Now I will say it isn't just the animation in the anime that makes this anime so unbearable, but it's also how it's structured, the story, and its characters. Due to all the animation's flaws and lack of details, it made it almost impossible to understand the deeper meaning of the story, whereas in the manga, it's of course worlds away. The structure to the manga is so brilliantly done that instead of spoon-feeding you large amounts of information in order to feed you what you think you should think, it gives you small bits of detail through events and characters to make you draw your own conclusion. Due to how geniusly structured the series was, it makes it a bit difficult to tell you what the series is actually about, but I am going to try. Aku no Hana revolves around a boy named Takao, who is just your average middle school student who is infatuated with books and lives in a small town near the mountains. One day after school, he notices the used gym clothes of his crush and decides to give them a smell. And no, this isn't like the usual series I cover on this channel! Much to his chagrin, he notices his odd classmate Sawa staring at him as he sniffs his classmate's used gym clothes and decides to blackmail him into doing whatever she wants. That description alone makes the series sound like an ecchi rom-com, but I can tell you right now it is the complete opposite. We find Takao doing whatever Sawa says, be it wearing his crush's gym clothes or being her footstool, and through each command feeling liberated from it. Once again, it may sound like an ecchi S&M rom-com, but once again, it's not. Aku no Hana isn't about building relationships or a touching story about coming of age, but something much darker that I have never found in anything else before, and that is humanity's obsession with what's normal and abnormal. We all knew that one person who would always say, "I'm not like other people," and would wear those cringy shirts that would say, "Normal people scare me." Maybe at one point you were that person. Maybe you still are. We as humans crave to be different by doing things we deem abnormal. Like in the beginning of the book when Takao thinks he's so unique and so smart because he reads really dark books that nobody else in his village reads. But that's just it. All he was doing was reading the dark books, but never experiencing the darkness that was written within it. When I say darkness, I mean that disgusting feeling we all have hidden within ourselves. That disgusting feeling that sometimes makes you want to swerve into oncoming traffic or scream "fuck" in the middle of a church sermon. And although we know we would die or feel a heavy sense of shame, we crave to do it because it's the unexpected. So once he began doing what Sawa commanded of him, he felt liberated because it was going against society's norms and he was finally different. It begins as the escape from being a normal person. But how do you escape being normal? And when do you know that you've escaped? Is it when you finally become something that's no longer defined easily by words? And when you get there, is it something that you really want? Your answer is no. No, because although we all want to be different, we also crave normalcy. We all want to be understood. Takao realizes this fact after he sees Sawa change from a person he thought he could share these disgusting feelings and impulses with into something completely different. She herself later becomes what is expected of her. She becomes normal. Not long after witnessing this, Takao goes on to live a normal life by having a normal desk job and living a normal type of happiness. It is a sad realization because although we crave to be different and special, we never will be, and in some way, will always follow suit with man and the men before them. I used to like to think of myself as different and special because I watch anime and read manga, and I'm so much better than you normal people. But sadly, even that thought process is nothing new compared to many other people. But the most amazing thing about this series is that something complex was put into words for us in such a beautifully done series, and that leaves me in awe. Every time I read this series, I find something new about myself and society that I never knew before, be it positive or negative. I think this series gets swept under the rug a lot because of its anime counterpart, which makes me sad because I truly do think this series is a brilliant piece of work. The author Shuzo Oshimi often makes his original pieces on complex issues within our world, so besides Aku no Hana, I love majority of, if not all, of his other works. If you haven't read any of his works already, I highly recommend you read any of them if you enjoy being depressed. I also highly recommend you read Aku no Hana to try and perceive what you think the story is about, because I would be extremely interested to hear what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please follow me on all of my social medias and check out my Patreon. I love making the content I do, but because it's so odd, it is often demonetized. So if you wish to support this channel, check it out here or with a link in the description of my Patreon. Thank you guys again, and with that being said, adios, amigos!